Yes. Big up, Wagwan, Y-Pre, where you deal with, where you depend, up top, blessings. You don't know how it go. And they are back again with another one. And I know we didn't really get the opportunity to speak about Brighton after the game on the weekend. Obviously, I would have been out of the state, and I think I did. I think I let you guys know that in the preview that there probably would not be a review, but we can speak about that a little bit towards the end. Obviously, this is after the result against YB. That's what I'm going by. That's what I'm calling them. So we played against YB over in Switzerland, and we did pick up the 3 points to make it 3 points after 3 games and 3 goals to top it off. So 3 in 3 for the 3 points. See how that works? But yeah, big up to everyone tuning in, of course, and always MCFR TV in the chat early as usual. And he's saying he's tuning in here at midnight. Big up to you. Thanks for the dedication. I'll try to keep this one a bit shorter. Sometimes I have the streams go up to close to 2 hours. I hopefully want to keep this one 30 minutes generally, maybe 40 minutes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'd love to get your thoughts on the match as well. MCFR TV, and he says, thanks for tuning into his stream earlier. Of course, anytime I'm available, I try my best to be there. And like I said, you're a regular supporter of my channel as well. So it's the least I could do. Also, guys, if any of you haven't subscribed to MCFR TV as yet, definitely do go ahead and do that. Good Manchester City content over here. And we should be linking up on Friday as well for a panel stream, so you don't want to miss that. MCFC Connect, MCFC TV will all be there, and I'm sure it's going to be a great chat. He also says, hope work is going well. Work has been going good, my bro. Work has been going good, can't lie. Blue Moon in the chat, big up to you, says, great win tonight. We'll definitely talk about it. We will talk about it. First of all, let me know what you guys had predicted before the game, because I got my correct prediction for this game. So let me know how your guys' predictions turned out. I think MCFR TV said he had a 1-0 win for Manchester City. So definitely do confirm if that's what you said. And let us get into... before we get into the game, I do want to say thank you to everybody who has been liking the streams consistently. Thanks for all the people subscribing. I think we got 2 subscribers today. So always great to see the community expand and grow. I do also want to get some guests on this week to speak ahead of the Manchester Derby. I think I have 2 streams coming up on Saturday, and obviously we're streaming today. Not sure if I have anything for Friday yet, but I'll let you guys know for sure in the community tab if anything else is coming up. But as you guys would have known, this is the first time we would have been coming up against BSC Young Boys, or YB as I like to call them. The first competitive meeting against both teams. And it's always good to kick off the head-to-head with a win. So I think it was a good day in the office in general for Manchester City. If I was to put a rating to the overall performance of the team, I think I would go with a 7 out of 10. I think generally as a system, we were good. I think it was a good performance that we can look at and say, you know what, job well done. On towards the Manchester Derby. Some players leaving that game with some good form going into that, and good confidence that we love to see, absolutely. Some other players would have gotten rests. Also, very good to see as well. And I'm sure that Pep will be scratching his head a bit in terms of who do I want to play in this Manchester Derby. Some names pop up to mind, but like I said, we'll talk about that when it's preview time. You don't know. But yeah, I had started off with a 4-1 prediction on my stream, if any of you guys would have seen that last time out. And I think after my stream, same day maybe the day after, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to change that to 3-1. I don't know what. I think I remembered watching the Young Boys versus RB Leipzig game, or at least a bit of it. And that number 15 that they had, Elia, he was the goal scorer in that game. And I think he had an opportunity to get an assist in that game as well. And I thought he played really well throughout the construct of that game. So yeah, I knew that this wouldn't have been an easy game for us. I knew that Young Boys would be looking at this and saying, you know what, right now it's a double header against Manchester City. They'll be coming to the Etihad in the next UCL match week, and right now we're playing in their home stadium. They know we're not used to playing on AstroTurf, and there's always that slight possibility that there might be some sort of underestimation going there. Also, a bit of rotation in the team to give players rest. They know we have a big game coming up days from now. So, yeah, I was always thinking that they would want to make it a competitive game, which I think they did. And it was a good opportunity for them to try to catch us by surprise, start strong, make it a very intense and aggressive game so that they can create chances, take those chances, and who knows, they might come out of the game with a result. So yeah, the game pretty much went how I had expected it to. I think YB would have, what's the word I'm looking for? Impressed a bit of people. Maybe people didn't expect YB to play so well. I saw some 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 predictions. We know Ethan always comes through with his regular 8-0 prediction, but even outside of that, I saw loads of other people saying 6-0, 5-0. We're just going to smash them, even though we're playing away from home. I didn't particularly see it that way. I always thought that it would have been a lot like we saw today. That's why I said 3-1, get the opportunities to score our goals, get the chance to, put those goals to bed. Players like Erling Haaland come to mind with that. And yeah, at least walk away with 3 of them. That's what I was looking at. And I'm definitely glad that we got to see that. Um, let's see what's going on here in the comments because I see some people popping in. Daisy Maria Gentle, big up to you, says, hey Clinical, hey Blues, hey MCFR, tuning in from Vancouver Island, Canada. Big up Canada every single time. For all those who know, my general Veta Games hails from Canada. You guys probably tired of hearing me say this, but I don't really care. Subscribe to Veta Games TV if you haven't already, and he'll be back soon with more content, people. But yeah, man, big up Canada every single time. Daisy also says Daisy Maria Gentle also says Pep needs to think like a Canadian. I'm starting to think you, Daisy, have a Canada agenda, a positive Canada agenda. That's what I'm noticing. And I think MCFR TV also notices it as well. But like I said, big up Canada every single time. Alec Johnson tuning in says, hello, Clinical. Big up to you. Thank you for being here. Another regular viewer of the channel. And guys, do remember to hit the like button. Love the support that the channel has been getting, but don't let it stop now. Definitely continue with that. Daisy says, I'm excited for the panel show on Friday. Of course, great guests. I think it's going to be at 11 p.m. UK time. So if you guys can, just go over there on MCFR TV's channel and like the stream, turn on that notification bell so you guys can make it. And like I said, I think it will be a great chat. Yeah. But what I would say is just slow down with the comments just a little bit, Daisy. Like I said, I do appreciate the comments, of course. Don't stop commenting, but just slow down a little bit with the comments. Just in case anybody here might feel a way about the regular chats that you're sending. Slow down slightly. But yeah, man. Glad that you're not here to troll me. 100% I can definitely say that. Did you know I'm half Belgian as well? No, I didn't know that until earlier in MCFR TV's chat. But hey, big up for sure. Back to the game though. I think that was what I would call a typical City performance. We went out there, we dominated possession. Keep in mind, we are playing away from home. The majority of the fans in the stadium were YB fans, and we did what we usually do: dominated possession. We did give the ball away a couple of times, but I think we defended those situations well. In like I said, in the general construct of the game, and we basically did our thing. There's a lot of chance creation compared to what we have been doing in the games leading up to this one. So that was very much a positive sign to see. And like I said, I think I like the squad that Pep put out as well. I can't lie. Personally, I thought he would have played Walker, rested Diaz. He did the other way around. I didn't get to confirm, but I have a feeling that Diaz has been playing several games back to back to back, and I don't want to just absolutely ham him out, especially with the Manchester Derby coming up, and we'll definitely need him for that. So I was expecting a rest for him, but a rest for Kyle Walker is not the worst thing either. And I do think Rico Lewis had a good game for himself, so I don't mind it at all. Also, Ruben Diaz looks so good with that armband on his hand. Tell me, yo guys, let me know what you guys think about Ruben Diaz with that armband, cause I love it. I like it. I can't lie. But yeah, YB had a couple of decent chances for themselves, particularly in the first half. I remember them creating a good amount of opportunities, and it was, I don't want to say surprising that they didn't score them, but I'm thinking back at the chances, and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe we're a bit lucky to not have conceded more than one goal. I do think that we did a good enough job defensively, but in terms of the quality of chances that they had, I think young boys can feel a bit, how would I say, a bit disappointed that they didn't do a bit more with what they would have created. Because think about it, from their perspective, as the champions of Switzerland, they're coming up against the defending champions of the Champions League. You know, we just won a treble a few months ago, right? And even though we are playing at their home, you could easily say that we are the best team in the world at the moment, and they're hosting us. So from their perspective, they might be thinking, whatever chances we create right now, we need to definitely take them against Manchester City. So the fact that they did what they did and only managed to capitalize on one of them, with that being said, I think the one that they did score was their best opportunity. I think that they might be looking at that and saying, you know what, should have done a little bit more, man. But nonetheless, it was a very entertaining game for me. Obviously, I was at work at the time, so I had to kind of hide and watch it and um, multitask a little bit. But I did get a good viewing of the game. One of those lucky days where I could. At least I didn't have a meeting, and I wouldn't have been able to watch it. Um, yeah, for me, in regards to the lineup again, I like the Grealish and Doku setup. And we've been speaking about that a bit on previous shows. People have been debating Doku is better than Jack Grealish, or Doku is too rash, he loses the ball too much, so Grealish should be playing. I was always saying, you know what? I like both of these players. We saw what Jack Grealish could do last season. We've seen so far what Doku can do already this season. I don't see why we can't use Grealish in some games, Doku in some games, and like today, have Grealish on the left and Doku on the right. And I thought it played out exactly like I would have wanted. Obviously, this is one of Grealish's, I think, probably his best game of the season for sure. He got man of the match for me. I thought he was absolutely excellent. So and Doku wasn't at his absolute best, but he still had a good game. So for me, it was very good to see that display from both of our wingers today, obviously playing a different style, and chances were being created from both sides. So I was very, very happy with how we set up in terms of that forward line. I can't lie, man. I'm liking that forward line. And think about the fact that we didn't have Alvarez or Foden in there. So, hey, the season looking good so far. I can't lie. I like our odds for the rest of the season so far. And we also saw Haaland playing as the target man, and he was linking up very well, dropping deep, holding off the defenders, getting involved in the game. His touches on the ball were really good. I think his first touch at times definitely could have been improved, but we know that isn't really his best trait. And I thought decision making wise, he moved really quickly to get the ball out to the players around him when he did drop deep in those positions. So again, I'm very happy with that aspect of Haaland's game being developed. But you know what? You will not hear rival fans talk about it. As soon as he doesn't score for 2 games, because coming into this game, it was, oh, Haaland hasn't scored in the Champions League as yet this season. Just 2 games, and they're making it out like a crisis. However, after this third game, he now has 2 goals in 3 games. So if you look at that, that's better stats than a lot of attackers in the Champions League right now. That's where I'm going to leave that. But rival fans won't want to hear it, just like I said. Let me see what you guys are saying again in the comments before we continue with thoughts for the rest of the match. And let me know what you guys were thinking while watching the game as well. Your thoughts coming out of the game. Definitely let me know. Let's see, where was I? Alec Johnson says Glenn Hoddle and Ian Dark was so anti-City tonight. Had to mute them. Not sure who those people are. Definitely let me know in the comments. Let me know who you're speaking of. Are those guys commentators? Because I know depending on where you're watching, the commentators are different. I'm not sure if I was even paying too much attention to, like I said, I was at work, so I'm not even sure if I was paying too much attention to the commentators on my game. But yeah, definitely let me know who those people are. Um, Alec Johnson says, I thought Grealish was good tonight. I thought he was the best player on the pitch. And I'm just being honest. I thought he was so good and he definitely needs his flowers from at least the Manchester City fan base. I don't really care if the rival fans want to rate any of our players, but we need to give our players props when they play well. So, yeah, man, I'm glad to see. So far, I haven't seen any slander. So that's very good because I think he was really good today. Um, Yeah, and MCFR TV agreeing. He gave him man of the match as well. Yeah, we're all in agreement there. MCFR TV says, your bro JJ missed you tonight. Is that meant for me or is that... Oh, that's meant for Alec. Okay, that's meant for Alec. And I think you're talking about your stream there. Okay. I was a bit confused there for a second. He also says he said he'd be on this stream, whether he'll be or not, I don't know. Yeah, he did say that he'll try to be here, so definitely look out for JJ DJ. Of course, Alec Johnson says, imagine if Phillips scored against the Rags. We will be there. We can't tell you that much. We will be there. Actually thought with the 5 minutes that he got today, he would have probably come on and scored. And then it would have been like, wow. As soon as a bit of news comes out that he might be moving on, he just starts playing out of his skin and is the Calvin Phillips that we thought we were signing. But yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes, players don't fit the system, players don't fit the culture of certain clubs, and doesn't mean that they're bad players, but it just means that, it's not the right fit. I don't know if that's his current situation. I really don't know what went wrong, but I don't know, man. I hope he does come on for 5 minutes and bag a goal against them. I would absolutely love that. Trust me. And Rosemary Gentles, big up to you. See, you got to catch me live. I knew that it would happen sooner or later. And she says, hey Clinical, good to be on your live. Hi to everyone. Grateful to God for City's victories. Happy for the boys today. We keep going. 100%. And now we have a good opportunity to end off the month with a Derby Day win away from home. That's what I need. I need revenge for that absolute robbery last season at Old Trafford, because we were definitely going to win that game if not for the referee. But 11v12, yeah, what can we say? No need for replays though. No need for replays though, because we won the treble. But I do hate to lose to that lot. MCFR TV says, if Phillips scores against Rags, we will love him. We will be there. Remember, I'm going to tell you that. Ethan also tuning in. Big up to you. Sorry I had to cancel the FPL stream, bro. But there will definitely be more. After this United game coming up this weekend, I will definitely try to schedule that. And I'll try my best not to cancel it next time around. Easy W. I think he's talking about Derby Day, as he says 8-0 on Sunday. So the last time we scored, was it 8-0 we beat Leeds, or was that 7-0 in the league? And that was at home. Hey, if we can even get another 6-1, honestly now, I just want to beat them. To be honest with you, I just want to win and just shut them up and just continue walk passing. I don't think a lot of United fans are confident ahead of this Derby Day. Not that they should be really confident these days coming up against us anyway, but I just want to get the win. I love smashing them up at the Etihad in this particular game, and I like beating them at OT too. But in this particular game, I'll take a 2-0. That probably won't be my prediction, but I'll take a 2-0. But obviously 8-0 if we get that anytime, I would love it. Big up to all the 7 people watching as well, or down to 5 now, but big up to every single one of you guys. Let me check how many likes we had so far. Hope you guys are continuing to like the stream. Don't know how it go. Let me see here. 9 likes so far. Big up to all the people hitting that like button. I do hope to get this to 15 before we shut it off. And we're already up to 20 minutes. So 10, 15 more minutes. Let's have a little bit of more chat, finish up the comments, and let's get into the rest of the thoughts of the game. Ethan is rating everyone a 10 out of 10 for this particular game. I don't agree with that because obviously we did concede a goal and there were player mistakes in there as well. Some people didn't have their best games, and we'll definitely get onto that as well. And he thinks Calvin Phillips is robbed. Do you mean his chance at City? Is that what you mean? That's a good debate to have. That's a good debate to have, and we might have to talk about Calvin Phillips between now and January for sure. We'll definitely have a stream about him. But yeah, that's definitely a debate to have. MCFR TV says, imagine if Ethan predicts a 4-0 win once and we win 8-0. I don't know if that will happen because he always predicts 8-0, so he'd have to do the 4-0 first. Well, let's see what happens. Alec Johnson did confirm that Huddle and Dark are commentators on the match. Hey, so it goes sometimes. And there we go. Ethan says, I will say 8-0 every week. So hopefully it does come true one of the times. By probability, it's due to come true eventually. So let's see. You'll be the first one to say you've been calling it. That's the good thing. Alec Johnson says Alvarez will score on Derby Day. He looked lively. I absolutely hope so. Sick vein of form right now. Sad that his brilliant goal did not count because of the handball, but they don't get luck at the green every single week. And I think we were a bit fortunate with that penalty because I didn't even notice it until the replay. So if it had passed, then I don't think a lot of people would have been like, oh, we're robbed. We should have gotten a penalty there. But obviously we'll take it. And looking at it back, it was a late challenge in the box. So yeah, penalty was fair. But yeah, you don't get all the luck every time. MCFR says he's predicting an Old Trafford thrashing weekend. We'll talk. Save that for the weekend. We'll come back to this. MCFR says Alec Alvarez has been our best player this season, in my opinion. It's very difficult to disagree with that. A lot of people obviously argue Rodri, seeing our past results. Alec Johnson says some fans wanted Haaland out recently. How wrong are they? How reactionary are they? Because as soon as he doesn't score for 2 games, everyone wants to sell him and ship him to Madrid, and he's useless without KDB. But as soon as he scores, oh wow, we love him. You just have to filter who you're listening to. They'll drive you crazy if you don't. MCFR TV says scenes when Maguire scores a last minute equalizer and then does. Hey, I would love to see that. But you know what? I think that would have them hyping up way too much. They'll be like, oh, if it wasn't for Maguire, we'd win, blah, blah. No, I don't want them to have any form of excuses when we beat them. None at all. So I wouldn't mind he plays really well against us and they still lose. And then the next game they play him in, he scores like 2 own goals. And it's like, yo, what do we do with this guy? That's what I would love to see. We'll talk. We will talk about it. Don't worry. We'll talk about it. Ethan says KP should have played. Technically, he did play. To be fair, he did. I know what you mean, but technically, he did play. Alec Johnson says referee on Derby Day will be a red. This is where I am a bit scared now with Derby Day because this Paul Tierney guy is one of the worst. And I know that it's very weird for me to say that because there are really no good refs in England right now. Not much anyways. But for me, Paul Tierney is one of the worst referees in the Premier League. Paul Tierney, Darren England, Craig Parson, Michael Oliver, even Anthony Taylor, terrible. All of them, absolutely terrible. But this guy is like top 2, top 3 on my list of probably top 2. Him and Darren England are top two worst referees in my opinion. So I'm very worried about him being the referee. I think it will be an atrocious game in terms of him controlling the game. So just remember, I said that I hope I'm wrong, but terrible, terrible referee. And VAR Michael Oliver, we're in for a rough day, especially since we got robbed the last time we were at OT. But I think we're in for a terrible day. Same guy as the FA Cup final. To be fair, the FA Cup final, I don't think he was terrible. Obviously, there were some poor calls like that Grealish handball that was very, very soft. Like his hand was here and it barely grazes his pinky finger, and it was like, oh, penalty, blah blah. Didn't even change the trajectory of the ball. No advantage gained from it, and it definitely was not intentional. So you could even argue that it was a natural position, but it's whatever, man. It's whatever. Um, Ethan coming in with a prediction that's different from 8-0. Interesting, but like I said, let's get back to the Manchester City versus YB game. MCFR TV says the worst two, in my opinion, apart from Stuart Notwell. Oh my god. I don't know his name yet, which is a bit of a good thing, but by the end of the season, I'm sure that I will know this guy's name and face, which is not a good thing in my opinion. Like the why I know I make a note of the refs who are not good. So I know to prepare myself beforehand for a terrible match. I don't know, man. This is exactly what we are not going to do. This is what we are not going to do, Ethan. No. Please don't let's not do this. Um yeah, that is I did notice that as well. Alec, lots of smoke with flares. Hey, the YB fans definitely went out to support their team. I could hear it through the game while I was listening. Yeah, they definitely did come out to support their team, and I think it definitely helped push the performance that they came out with. So yeah, create the atmosphere you're at home. I'm sure that the Etihad will be bouncing all the same when they come through, and hey, probably a lot of people who don't get to watch us in the Champions League will get to attend that game. So yeah, that's how it is. MCFR TV says, same, beyond belief, big up to you. Thank you so much for being here. Says, Darren England is the referee on Derby Day. The guy's responsible for the Liverpool era. Oh my God. Oh my God. I heard it was Paul Tierney, but like I said, those two, Paul Tierney and Darren England, bottom of the barrel in terms of quality. And that's just my opinion. If you guys disagree, definitely feel free. But I do remember he was the VAR in that Liverpool Spurs game as well. Oh my god! I hope this doesn't come back to bite us. Rosemary says, "I want an epic win on Sunday. City need to silence the Reds, home and away always. 100%." I know I can always agree with Rose. She's coming in with some facts as usual. Um, I did think that it was Tierney as well because I did see that, but maybe it has changed. I didn't see anything about that, but I'll take you guys' word for it. If you guys say that it is Darren England, but yeah, I definitely agree with this. Both are just as bad as each other. Beyond Belief says, never seen City win a derby with a favorable decision my whole life. You know why? Because we actually win on the pitch. We take the ball and we play better than our opponents, especially when it's Manchester United, because it means more for the Blues. So we don't need favorable decisions to get over the line. They do. They're the ones that had a penalty after full time. Remember that. They've had some of the most questionable decisions in general. So I'm not surprised that in a tense game like the Manchester Derby where emotions are flaring, they'll get terrible decisions like they did last season at OT as well. But I don't want to get too much into that. Alec Johnson says all referee standards are useless. Alec, this is for you. I really don't know what's going on, but Ethan says he can't see your messages. And Stuart Atwell, the worst. Oh my God, he's the next one. He's the next one. Well, like I said, if we were to make a list of all the poor referees in the Premier League, you'd have to list like 95 to 98% of them. So we don't have to do that right now. And Beyond Belief says, good point, clinical. The rags need the favors. Come on, man. We know how it is. But at the end of the day, I know that me and you guys can definitely expect a quality performance from the Blues. I don't think we had the best performance last season against them at OT, but we would have still gone on to win the game, I think, if that terrible decision did not happen. And if I remember correctly, didn't we score first? No, I think Grealish came on and scored an equalizer. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what had happened. But I do think that we had enough time after we scored to go on and win the game. But that just took all the steam out of the team because it was just so bad and the guys were just gutted. And Ethan, this is for you in return. Don't know why he can't get Ethan. I don't know what's going on. YouTube needs to sort themselves out. But and FCFR TV says Stewart not well. Definitely not good. I can tell you that much. And Grealish made it 1-0. Okay, yeah. So look at that. We had the lead and then yeah, right. Yeah, that was their equalizer. An absolutely terrible way to let the lead slip, especially after such a hard fought game up to that point. So it's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. Thankfully, it didn't affect the rest of our season, and that might have been an extra push to us in the FA Cup final. So let's just look at it in terms of all the positives that we can get out of it. Beyond Belief also says they equalized with the offside goal. Yeah. Like I said, it is what it is. But 30 minutes, I'll try to go for 10 minutes more because I do want to keep this one relatively short. Please, guys, continue to hit up that like button. Let me see where we're at right now, as a matter of fact, just before I move on. Looks like we're up to 10 at the moment. Yeah, up to 10 likes at the moment. Definitely big up for that. I do want to get this to 15 if possible. That's the goal for today. 15 likes on this video. But let me put a star right here where I left off on the comments. Let's get back into chatting about the game. I love how Grealish came into this game. So I wanted Grealish to start. I think I mentioned that in the preview, or maybe that was a preview for the Brighton game. I said I wanted him to start the Brighton game. He didn't. So I'm really happy that he did get to start this game and get some minutes ahead of the Manchester Derby. I loved how confident he was looking, and I could tell that within the first 10 minutes of the game, he looked like he was just on it. He wanted to make stuff happen. And I always speak about how, you're having league games back to back. The games can get long, a bit dragging. Teams are time wasting. Teams are making the game really physical and difficult to try to, force referee decisions in their favor and basically take the momentum out of our game, stuff like that. And sometimes when you're in league games and you're having poor performances, I always say that something that's really good for players is to just have a midweek cup game. You can take your thoughts off the title race. You can just focus on the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, European Cup game, and just play a bit more free, a bit less pressure in terms of the regular Premier League match pressure. And I think that worked in Grealish's favor today. He came into the game, he knew that, you know what, I'm not guaranteed to start against United. So I'm going to take these 90 minutes. I'm going to just do my thing. Pep definitely gave him the game plan. And he definitely looked ready to put some smoke in. I'm sure he's been working hard in training as well. And it definitely paid off for him today. So that's why he was able to put down that man of the match performance. And I'm very, very happy for him. And he did create some good opportunities. I think he was very, very unfortunate to not leave the game with at least one stat. He had that shot from distance. Who was it? I think the goalkeeper saved it and Nunes got him to fumble it and almost put it over the line. That was a really good opportunity created by him. On another occasion, Jack Grealish, his crosses were finding Haaland. Obviously, they were marking him really closely, so he wasn't able to clearly get on any of them. I remember one of them, he tried an acrobatic effort that was very close to what he scored against Dortmund. But that cross again came from Jack Grealish off the left-hand side. Unfortunately, Haaland missed it, but I love how dangerous Grealish is looking when he gets on the ball in those positions. And I think Grealish was one of those players who prides himself on being unpredictable. Like, sometimes he'll get the ball, he'll look like he wants to go forward, and he just turn back and pass it back. When, he's in that rhythm and defenders are thinking, oh, he's probably, I don't know if he's going to dribble now, he might just pass it back. He just goes forward and just tries to blitz past them, and he created a bit of space for himself with that. So I really like that I got to saw from Grealish. I think he put a couple of passes in towards Roger as well, who really should have scored. I think he's the one who passed the ball into Doku when he had his shot that the goalkeeper made that good save on. So yeah, man, keep cooking Grealish, and you will definitely get some stats very, very soon. I think Nunes is was probably our worst player on the pitch on the day. Not to say that he was absolutely terrible or anything, but I think everyone else played better than him, and I think he struggled a bit in the game. Unfortunately, I was a bit happy to see him and Kovacic starting because you know that they don't get a lot of minutes. You know, they weren't brought in to be starters anyways. They were brought in to be additional options and depth. Personally, I think Kovacic obviously is a player who has had his share of injuries. He was the one who stepped into the starting lineup when KDB got injured, and he was literally the direct sub in the Burnley game, and he's been starting subsequent games as a result of that. And if you look at the signing of Nunez, who in my opinion is very similar to Kovacic, maybe a bit better going forward, I think he was brought in as an alternate option to Kovacic, one that can play next to him. But for me, a lot of what they do is very similar. Only difference is Nunes is a bit better going forward and helping out offensively. But yeah, I think Pep want our plans on using them interchangeably in games where we have a full squad. That's what I expected when we signed a player like Matheus Nunes. But in this particular game, I thought he had some good moments, and in other moments, I think he struggled a bit, lost the ball quite a bit. I remember an opportunity he had to pass the Haaland, and he was just there fumbling and thinking about it, and they just took it from him and started a counter attack immediately. So, yeah, hopefully that doesn't kill his confidence too much. I don't think it did because, like I said, up and down game, hearing about. He did this thing though. I'm not here to kill him or criticize him, but I did notice that he was struggling a bit in there. And he is one of those players who is new to the team, so he does need the time. And I think over time, especially playing in these different midfield setups and with the different forwards, because Pep is going to interchange the team a lot, there won't be a lot of consistency with who is playing. I think over time, like in January, after the whole December period where we have multiple back-to-back games, Matheus Nunes will be one of those players who beds in and settles in a bit better in regards to the rest of the team. I think that goal that YB scored was a very good goal. I remember I was on MCFC TV's channel. Big up to him, by the way. Sub to his channel if you haven't already. I told him earlier that player is very dangerous, and I just had a feeling that he would have a very telling part to play. Um, I like that I see from him in terms of his shooting and decision making as well. And even in the game, I thought there was a lot of situations where he made some runs and the team wasn't finding him. And one time that they did find him and he got his one opportunity to shoot, I'm sure he had like no more than two shots in the game if he got another shot aside from his goal. And he definitely took that first shot that he got. So yeah, good player there, and I think he was very deserving of that goal. He did exactly what he needed to do. It was a brilliant chip. Can't blame Ederson for that at all. But yeah, that leveler there was definitely exactly what they needed, and it woke the fans back up and gave them something to cheer about. Thankfully, we got that penalty when we did to give us that bit of hold on the game again to then go on and score that third and final goal to clinch the 3 points. In regards to Ederson, I think there were a couple moments where he was a bit shaky positionally. Overall, I think he had a decent slash good game. But on a couple of the shots that they had, particularly one of them, I think he was rushing over to the left post and the ball had a bit of a swerve on it and he saved it and it seemed like he was almost going to roll away from him and go back into the goal. Um, it was a bit tricky, and on other situations, I don't know, man. Maybe he wasn't too aware of where he was in regards to standing in front of the goal. Maybe it was being a bit thrown off, not playing midweek against Brighton. Obviously, we had the international break as well, so that's a bit of a stretch without playing games. So I don't know if that's what attributed to that, but I did think there were a couple of moments there where it was just a little bit shaky, but nothing to definitely worry about too much. Another player who I definitely think needs mentioning is the YB goalkeeper. I don't remember his name, but he had a master class of a game. All right. Let me take that back. Not a masterclass of a game, but I think he had a really good game. A lot of the shots were ahead, just at him, you have to admit, but he did make some really good saves in the game as well that you have to give him props for. And if it wasn't for him, say it was just another keeper on the day, I think the scoreline could have been even much better in our favor. But I do think that he did a good enough job. I think his decision making as well in terms of when to go for the ball and when to come out for crosses and stuff like that. I think he definitely made really good decisions in the game. So I do want to give him some props in terms of that performance that he put down. He definitely knew Manchester City was coming to town and said, you know what? I'm putting down my A game. You never know who's watching. Don't be surprised if you see him on the move now after that game that he put down. But yeah, man, big up the YB goalkeeper. Um, I think in terms of chance creation, and we spoke about it before, we've had a bit of an issue in regards to creating for Haaland in previous games. I don't think that was an issue today. I think we created more than enough opportunities for Erling Haaland, and he did well enough with them. I do think he did well enough with them. Obviously, he had chances that I was looking at and saying, bro, you have to be scoring that. Haaland, how did you miss that? Like, that was entirely me. And coming out of the game with 2 goals, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. If it was just the 1 goal and the penalty, I would have said, you know what? Not good enough today, Haaland. Just because he had the opportunities. When you look at the games like Wolves and against who did we play after Wolves? Arsenal. Yeah. Those 2 games, I don't think we created anything for him. So I wasn't going to kill him with criticism. But I do think that he got the opportunities today, and even though he didn't take all of them, coming out of there with 2 goals and the amount of chances that he had, I'll see that as acceptable. So good game for Haaland, of course. And some of those chances that he missed, there was that one that Doku drilled across the box and he was at the back post. Bro, score that. Like I really was thinking, yo, if you get on that at that back post, surely he's putting that into the back of the net. Very similar to against West Ham, where he had 2 of those opportunities and scuffed both of them. Um, he had that deflected shot in the first half as well. I think his touch let him down in that scenario. The ball was coming at him. He touched it off and it just went so far away from him that the defender got a chance to close him down a bit better and got enough to nudge the ball off target. Maybe he was still going off target anyways, but Haaland was reaching for it after that poor touch that he had. There was that time he tried to round the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper, it didn't work basically. I think the goalkeeper expected it, followed him, and was able to claim the ball. I was very disappointed with that one. I was hoping that he shot it first time, and it looked like he was just trying so much to get back on his left foot, in which for me, I like to see him use his weaker foot a lot more. Trust it. Just strike clean through the ball with it, and you never know what might happen if you miss. That's how it is. We won't kill it. We know it's a weaker foot, but forcing it on your left foot and then losing the goal scoring opportunity, that can be the decision that you make there. And in the second goal that he scored, I think that is exactly what he did. You know what? I'm not putting this on my left. I'm hitting this with the right, and look at it. Brilliant peach of a goal. I would love to see him do that a lot more often because he definitely has it in him. So, good game from Haaland today. Glad that he opened his UCL account because I don't know how you're clowning him for not scoring in literally just 2 games, even when he played well in those 2 games, in my opinion. And now after 3 games, he has 2 goals. So all the rivals and the haters have to hold that. And he did also almost assist Julian Alvarez. Brilliant pass. And again, rival fans won't talk about it. Just like how they won't talk about his assist to Foden at the Etihad against Manchester United last season. You guys remember that brilliant pass across the box? Similar to what KDB would do. They don't want to talk about that because it doesn't fit their agendas. But I say it go, man. I say it go. Um, but yeah, he almost assists Alvarez. Alvarez took that goal absolutely brilliantly. The goalkeeper couldn't even move. He completely tricked him and slapped the bottom corner brilliantly. Unfortunately, it was judged handball in the build-up from Jack Grealish. I didn't get to see the replay. It probably was a handball, and a bit unfortunate that he couldn't go through because it was a brilliant goal. I liked it. And Jack Grealish was also involved in that as well. So all the more reason for people to have to give him his props. And finally, I think Pep I think Pep did well with the timing of the subs. I like the lineup that he put out initially, and I think it was around 70 minutes in, literally right as I asked myself, when are we going to put some subs in now and freshen up the game? Because we had just scored the penalty, and after that, YB had created a couple of chances that were looking a bit dangerous. And I was looking at it like, you know what? I think we need to change this up, freshen up the midfield. I would hate to see a Nunes era again, and then they score from that, and now it's 2-2. And then everyone is sweating, and it's a nervy game, and we're talking about drop points ahead of the derby. That's not what I wanted. So I'm glad that Pep did what he needed to do. He brought on Alvarez and Bernardo Silva, and I think both of them came on and did well for themselves. So definitely good move from Pep. Obviously, he also brought off Haaland and Rodri later on in the game as well. Also thought those were good subs for him to make. Um, Sorry guys, I don't think we have time to talk about Brighton because it's already 46 minutes. I do want to go back into the comments. Basically, I thought the Brighton game was really good in the first half, game of two halves. In the second half, Brighton obviously woke up, bit fortunate for their goal, in my opinion. Poor or very soft yellow card to send off Akanji at the end of the game, so he misses the derby. I'm sure he's gutted about that. But at the end of the day, back to winning ways in the Premier League as well. Our next upcoming Premier League game is who's our next upcoming Premier League game? All of a sudden, I just completely forgot that. As soon as I was about to say it, it just completely left my head. Let me check that real quick. After the derby, that is, we have Bournemouth at home, and that's a month full of home games. Yeah, so yeah, a win to go into the derby. Hopefully, we'll win that and then move on into the Bournemouth game. We have, I think Chelsea away is the only, yeah, that's the only away game we have in that month. Complete opposite of this month. But yeah, that's my quick thoughts on Brighton. Unfortunately, we didn't get the prediction. I think my 4-1 prediction was for Brighton. Now that I think about it, and it ended up 2-1. Like I said, 3 points. I'll take it anyways. And yeah, 3 for 3 in the UCL. Back to winning ways in the Prem. Derby time now. So let's see what happens. I'll definitely let you guys know in terms of when I will have um upcoming shows. I should be doing 2 shows on Saturday. I need to confirm with my people about that. And I was trying to get something done for Friday. I think I want to do a preview for the derby on Friday, and then I want to have a chat with some Blues on Saturday. So let's see what happens there. Let's go through these comments. Let's see what's going on. There's a lot of comments coming in since I last came through here, but I'll try to run through them quick so we can keep this stream nice and short. Big up to everyone still tuning in. Up to 9 people viewing right now. Big up to every single one of you guys. All the people commenting, all the silent viewers that aren't commenting. Big up to yourself every single time, especially if you hit the like button. I do ask that you guys do that. Currently at 12 likes, 3 more to hit the target of 15. So I do hope you guys can help me out with that. Just 3 more likes until we hit 15. Yeah, let's see what is happening in the comments now. Alec Johnson says, one quiz on 9320 podcast other night. Not bad for a 57-year-old City fan. Big up to you every single time. I think both of them were streaming the quiz at the same time, both Martin and Andy. And I was in Martin's chat. I can't lie. I tried to participate in the quiz, but it was more of a history lesson than a quiz for me because they were just teaching me all the answers I was getting wrong. So big up to you for knowing all of those. I still need to tap into a lot more research. I still have a long way to go in that regard. Alec Johnson says Newcastle are in trouble. I think you're talking about with the Tonali incident. Phillips in January. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens there. Oh, that's MCFR repeating Alex messages for Ethan. All right. All right. So Rosemary Gentle says, Clinical, do you think the surface was a mini challenge today, or is it just me? Maybe it's just me making up excuses, but I think that's why Doku slipped when he had that shot. I really thought that he was going to score that. obviously he sent that defender back to Switzerland. Well, I can't say back to Switzerland if we were playing in Switzerland, but he sent him somewhere else. Trust me, somewhere outside of Switzerland with that cutback on his left foot, and I really thought he was going to put that past the goalkeeper. But when I saw the replay, he seemed to have slipped, kicked the ball into his standing leg, and it just went straight towards the goalkeeper, unfortunately. But yeah, we aren't used to playing on artificial turf, and yeah, I do think that I think it also rained on the day, so a bit unfortunate that it turned out like that. Up to 11 people watching now, by the way. Big up to you guys every single time, 100%. Don't stop hitting that like button because we're one away from 15. Help me out with that. Help me out with that. Um, let's see what else going on here in the comments. Ethan, I'll definitely do that. Give me a second. I will do that. And let me know if it helps as well. And you're a regular viewer as well. I'm not going to unmod you. I'll give you moderation. Don't worry. I wrote that out for you. MCFR TV says, I saw Scarlett Monet the other day. She's harassing Chelsea fan channels now. Yo, I tell you, bro, they have nothing to do with their time. They're just trolling just because they're bored. So they won't stand the test of time. I told you. The moment we stop giving them the attention they want, they move on to other channels. So let them go do their thing. At least they're not harassing us. Alec Johnson says Nunes needs time. Yeah, I like to criticize players on a game by game basis. I'm not saying get Nunes out the team and he's done and he's finished. I don't want to see him play again. That's not what I'm saying. And I know some people will think that's where I was going with that. I'm just saying in this particular game, I don't think he had a good game. But I do think he's had good games for us so far. So I know that there's a player in there and we signed him for a reason. So I'm still backing him. I just don't think he had the best of games today. But I 100% agree that he does need time. And Beyond Belief agrees as well. Ethan asks, when am I next live? I will be live on Friday. I do want to do an opposition fan preview. Still searching for a United fan. I need to hurry up and do that because I don't like giving people late notice. If I'm unfortunately unable to do that on Friday, then we'll just have the preview I'm planning on Saturday, which will pretty much just be City fans coming on. Definitely trying to get guests on for that as well. Ethan wants a Carson thumbnail. Consider it done. I can't promise you when, but you know what? I'm going to do it for the FPL stream. I'm doing it for the FPL stream. So next week, sometime next week, probably next weekend, not this one coming up, but the next weekend, I'll probably do my FPL stream that weekend and you'll get your Carson thumbnail, bro. Don't worry about it. Alec Johnson says, cannot wait to see Kevin back. I think that will be like a new signing for us. So I'm glad that he's nearing a return. I don't want us to bring him back prematurely like we did last time against Burnley. I wouldn't mind if you remember what we did with Ruben Diaz last season where he was fit and he was just on the bench for like a month. And then by the time he actually started another game, he was just absolutely brilliant, completely fit, and he was just a physical monstrosity. That's what I want to see from KDB. If you remember in that Burnley game for the 20 minutes he was on, even though he was out for a couple of months since the Champions League final, he came back in and he was just so aggressive with the ball, very intentional with what he was trying to do. He was demanding the ball at his feet. He was running at players. He was spraying the passes all over the pitch. He was switching from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, back over to the left-hand side, coming in centrally, dropping deep. He was just trying to do so much because he was so glad to be back. And I'm sure he'll want to display something similar when he does come back. And coming back in January, when we do expect to see him back to peak fitness, I think it will be absolutely amazing for the team to just inject a big load of creativity into whatever we're already doing, which so far it's been going good with the absence of KDB. So just imagine when the best midfielder in the world, maybe bar Rodri, maybe including Rodri, comes back into the team. Absolutely amazing, man. Can't wait to see him back. Beyond Belief says, we did well in the challenging conditions with the weather and the crazy slippy pitch. I definitely do think we handled it very well. Especially, I'm not sure if this is the first time we've played on an artificial pitch like this, but it definitely would have been the first time in a long while. So I'm very glad that the team definitely came out with 3 points from it. Sub to the Mancunian way and Big Steve, big up to you. Thanks for being here again. Says clinical. I think Martin says he wants you on the Mancunian way. I was there. I saw his stream. I was there watching it live. Unfortunately, I couldn't comment. I was doing dishes at the time, but I like to listen to his streams and just listen to what he's saying. Maybe I'm not always in the comments, but I'm definitely there often. And Martin knows if he invites me on the Mancunian way, I will be there. And he's been here on this channel before, and he definitely will be back on this channel as well. So big up to Martin every single time. Absolute legend. Alec Johnson also comes in and says, RIP to Bobby Charlton, Francis Lee, Bill Kenwright, respect to those who have passed away. Please don't blame me if I get this wrong, but Bill Kenwright is from Everton, I believe. I think I heard that earlier in Martin's stream. And yeah, unfortunately, legends of the game are just leaving us in recent times. Do hope that they're in a better place. I hope that their families are okay as well. Yeah, Bobby Charlton, from what I hear, not someone I'm familiar with, but from what I hear, he's a legend of football in Manchester. Not just Manchester United, but football in Manchester. Big Steve had very highly to speak of him. So definitely someone that deserves our respect. And I'm sure that they'll honor both him and Francis Lee in the Manchester Derby as well. And I'm sure Everton will be doing something for Bill Kenwright. But yeah, it is a bit unfortunate that they have passed. But these type of things happen. Beyond Belief says YB Keeper was the best player in the first half. He definitely had a point to prove. 100% had a point to prove in that game, and he did his thing. I can't lie. He deserves his props. He did his thing. Alex Johnson says, thought Bernardo looked lively. Unleash him on those rags. So my midfield. No. I'm not giving it away, but I want Bernardo Silva to play against them. I'll tell you that much. But I'll save the intricate details for the preview on the weekend. Alec Johnson also says Haaland UCL goals, like 37 goals in 33 games, and idiots are doubting him. I actually heard that currently Erling Haaland is in the top 20 of Champions League all-time goal scorers. And I also heard, I didn't get to fact check any of this, but I also heard that Aguero is at number 19. So that stat might be coming out this season that Haaland has surpassed Aguero. Remember, he's only 23 years old. I'm sure Cristiano Ronaldo is sweating at his record. I think it's 134 goals in the Champions League or something like that. I'm sure he's sweating that Haaland is coming for that record. But let's see what he does. Alec Johnson also says Alvarez so like Aguero, who is a huge fan of him. Aguero had a lot of positives to say about Alvarez when we signed him. Alvarez had a lot of positives to say about Aguero as well, that he was helping him to embed into the Manchester City team and culture based on what Aguero knows about the club. Obviously, they had that overlap of time when Aguero was still playing and Alvarez was in the national team setup. So, yeah, 100% agree with you there. Alec Johnson, I love the look of Alvarez. The first time I saw him, I thought he was a lot like Aguero and Tevez. Now, I want to say he's more like a young Aguero than a Tevez. As Tevez was really good in terms of taking on players. I don't think Alvarez is a lot of that. And I think Tevez is a bit more creative than Alvarez, even though Alvarez is still very much developing. So let's see where he goes. Let's definitely see where he goes. Alec Johnson says Rags will play long ball on Saturday. That's if they get the ball off us. I'm sure they'll try. They'll try their low block. And the fact that they're playing at home and going to set up like this, this is what I'm expecting anyway. I'd love to talk to a United fan and see what they're expecting. But seeing them struggle with Sheffield United and games previous to that, like the Brentford game, I think they'll want to set up like that against us. Low block, counter-attacking. Basically what they did against Arsenal, even though that was at the Emirates. So, yeah, I'm sure that's what Ten Hag will try to do to get the best out of us. He still, he got his one victory over us, but it's still 2 L's and 1 victory for him. So he'll be hoping to do whatever he can to get a positive result against us. Alec Johnson says Ethan's like the invisible man. That is funny. He's not really here. MCFC TV. Hey, this is the tag. Follow, subscribe to this guy's channel. Absolutely great content. I love listening to him. Very refreshing to listen to. So definitely check out his channel if you haven't already. Drop a sub and tell him that Clinical sent you. Um, Yep, yeah, big up, big up, big up for sure. Sub 2, the Mancunian way, and Big Steve says, I'll tell you now, Roger scores against the Rags. They'll be scared. Oh, they'll be scared and all behind the ball in the box. Roger with space. Goal, 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 goal. Rodri, the boss. You know what? We have to talk about Reggie in the upcoming streams and weeks and months as well as the season goes on. Right now, I think Rodri is trying to tap into that Gundogan role, being that clutch player, going forward, getting those late runs into the box to score some crucial goals. He knows that he has really good long shot ability as well. He tries to tap into that every now and then. He's the one who recycles the ball the most in the current setup of our midfield. I think he's trying to tap into that Gundogan role. That's what I think he's doing, but he's doing it from DM. So, man, this guy, I don't know how much more highly I can speak of Rodri. MCFC TV says we're doing the preview. This will be happening on MCFR TV's channel on Friday, 11 p.m. UK time. Don't miss it. We'll be there. We will be there. Mancunian way. Big up to Martin every single time, like I said. I just mentioned you, Martin. Usually in Jamaica, we say when you're talking about someone and then they show up, we say you're going to live long. So you are going to live a long life, obviously, God's willing. But yeah, big up to Martin every single time. And I am good, bro. I hope you're good as well. Alec Johnson says Haaland, Alvarez, Foden, Doku, Bernardo, Rodri, Stones will scare those Rags. And I love that Haaland is going into the game off the back of 2 goals. Alvarez still on really good form. I think Foden was absolutely brilliant against Brighton, particularly in that first half. Doku will scare anybody. Any fullback he's coming up against should be worried about coming up against this guy at the moment, especially if he plays on the right-hand side. He's going up against Reguilon. Rubbing my hands at that matchup. And if he plays on the left-hand side, it's against Dallo, who I don't think is that great defensively anyway. So, yeah. That's even if Doku starts the game, because that's not certain. But yeah. See what else is going on here. Lots of love for Martin in the chat. Still so many comments to go through, but going through every single one of them. We're not shutting off until we do. Let's see. MCFR TV says, good, thanks. Sorry couldn't tune in tonight as live as well. Oh, yeah, this is also for Martin. Cool, no problem. Alec Johnson says, Newcastle got to go to Dortmund, which isn't easy. And you know what? Felix Nemecha scored that only goal in the game. Obviously, a player who was previously off our academy. So, hey, it's good to see him doing well at his current club now. I was so happy to see him on the score sheet. Obviously, that group of death for a reason, and it just took a massive interesting turn, especially since PSG is now going away to Milan for the next leg. Hey, I hope we're not playing at the same time as them next time, because if I'm at work again and I don't get to see it, I'm going to feel upset. Martin says, good, thanks, loving the game tonight. I do think it was a good performance. People will always find things to moan about in these type of games. That's how it is. But I'm looking at the general construct of the game, and I'm happy with what we went out and did today. Also says 57, Alex, swearing a day over 21. Yeah, I definitely hear you. MCFR TV, we have 10 people watching live at the moment. Quick like check. We're currently at 18 likes. Thanks to everybody hitting the like button. Thank you so much. We also gained a subscriber this stream. Big up to whoever subscribed to the channel. Absolutely love seeing the community grow. Yeah, and I know we're working with a newer time now. I'm back at work. That's the reason. But these later streams will have to be what I'm doing. On the weekend, I'll try to come in a bit earlier for those who can't make the later streams though. Let's see. Alec Johnson says Martin cooked tonight. Great show. And Martin replies, light simmer, mate, saving myself for tomorrow. By the way, big up on that radio show that you're having coming up tomorrow, Martin. I'm not sure if I can watch it. I know you did say something about going online to see it. I'll see if I can do that, but I'm really not sure how to. But I'll see what I can do. And MCFC TV, that's what we love to see. I'm sure he's talking about the game. Very happy with how that went. Sub to the Mancunian way says, what happens if we get a point in the next UCL game? Do we let the players keep gaining momentum or rest the key players in the fifth and sixth game? I think Pep will definitely try to go out and win that fourth round, and I think then we'll see a bit more rotation, but still a strong team in the fifth leg. If we do win that as well, or the game, or we're basically confirmed top in the group, I think in that sixth game we'll probably see the levels of rotation that people are expecting to see in that sort of game. But I don't think that Pep plays with the points too much. I think he wants to definitely confirm top of the group as quickly as possible. Beyond Belief says, I'm proud of how City found a way with the new players in new positions, in challenging conditions, defending our trophy. Well played, City. Definitely a good game to head into the derby off the back of. Elijah Lasses says, Nunes really needs time to gel. Let's hope. Yeah, like I really did think he struggled, but I don't think it's like alarm bells, like we might have to reassess him. I don't think it was a Kovacic against Arsenal. You remember how the whole fan base was melting down, like he can't play the next game, bench him, make him regain his form. I don't think it's that level. I just think he struggled a bit in the game, but I do agree with you that he does need time. And once again, big up to you, Elijah. I think this is your first message in the stream. Thank you for being here, bro. Let's see. Let's see what else is here. Sub to the Mancunian way says the first KD Beach. Oh my gosh. Please tell me about it. Just imagine him coming off the bench and warming up, and then the whole stadium just erupts. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne. Whoever we're playing is going to be absolutely shook the moment that starts happening. I can tell the atmosphere is just going to turn absolutely upwards. Elijah Lawson says, can I just say, when KDB is back, may I tell you, we're going to see the real Manchester City. 100% agree with you, bro. 100% agree with you. But I'm not thinking about that right now. That's late December towards January time. So we don't have to think about that right now. He still has time to recover. Martin says, really want to see Doku on the right, Jack on the left, and a midfield of Rodri, Foden, and Alvarez. I don't want to give away my midfield yet because I do want to do a stream about that on Saturday. Definitely stay tuned for that. And I spoke on it earlier. I love the Jack Grealish on the left, Doku on the right setup that we did today. I've been asking for it for a while because, people are doing the whole comparison like it's one or the other. Games like today show you that we can play both of them and play well. And both of them played well. So I was very happy to see that. And I would not mind if we see that on Sunday as well. MCFR TV says, would love to see you on the Mancunian way. Martin says, yes, clinical will get you on, definitely. Like I said, anytime I'll be there as long as I can in terms of time, but definitely try my best to be there. No, you're my guy, Martin. So we'll definitely do a lot more work in the future. Subto says, yes, lads, Blues helping Blues. Love to see it. Absolutely love it. It's exactly how the fan base should be. Alex Portalada, big up to you. Thank you for being here. Says, just sub, man. Glad to see more Blues channels. Thank you for your support. 100%. MCFR TV says, guys, me clinical, MCFC TV, MCFC Connect. By the way, sub to all those channels that he just mentioned. Are doing a panel show on Friday at 11 p.m. BST, that's UK time, about the Derby if you guys are interested. Hope to see you guys there. And we want to get that to 20 likes before we start on Friday. So if you haven't already, do me a big favor with that. Martin says, Alex, thanks for gifting memberships earlier. That's cool. That's good. That's good. MCFR TV says I gave Jack man of the match. I agree with that. Definitely agree. Um, top 20 already, right? Yeah, it was on Martin's show. I heard that. Hey, I remember when Mbappe broke that record a couple years ago, the youngest player to reach 25 Champions League goals. And I just like how everyone knew immediately Haaland is coming to break that very, very soon. Definitely his record put down there for him. I do think that by the time Haaland leaves the game, if he has the career that we hope that he has, hopefully he does, he's going to be well up there in the Champions League scoring charts. He did say it's his favorite competition. MCFR TV says sometimes I have your streams on in the background whilst I'm doing stuff, but just don't comment. If you're talking about Martin's stream, this is exactly what I do. And I do this with so many other channels actually. Like I just have both of my AirPods in. I'm doing other everyday stuff and I'm just listening to the good content. Um, yeah, we did hit the 15 like target. Thank you to everyone who liked the stream. 100% do appreciate that. Martin says, sure, Haaland has 37 goals in 33 UCL appearances. Yo, this man is a robot. The goals, the goals outweighing the games is something he has in so many different aspects. I think he just about missed it ending his time at Dortmund. But for Norway, he's equaling his games with goals. For Salzburg, I think his goals exceeded the number of games. He's just an absolute robot, man. Even last season, he had more goals than games that he played in the Premier League. I think he went to his 36 off the back of 32 Premier League games. So, absolute monster. And we saw his goal against. This is in regards to MCFR TV's comment here. All tap-ins. We saw that brilliant tap-in he scored against Brighton, and we saw that curler of a tap-in he scored against YB, but they won't talk about it because it doesn't suit their agenda. So, I'm not going to say Roger FC again, but we know how important he is to this team. Nobody can deny that. Alec Johnson says, I watch all the City shows, but hate it when they're all on the same times. Love them all. Sometimes just what I do, I just put them in save to watch later. And then when I don't have anything to watch, I'm just watching back on the replay. That's what I usually do. MCFR TV says, I try to do mine at different times, but there are like 20 channels, so it's near impossible. Same. I try the same. Like, I've had to reschedule streams sometimes because I'm like, dang, Martin's about to go live. I want to see this. So let me just put this back an hour, 30 minutes, or move it up a little bit, some stuff like that. Yeah, I do understand what you mean. Alec Johnson's coming in with Godry. Factus. Mancunian Way says Newcastle fans are starting to get very arrogant lately, very strange, normally sensible. It comes with expectation. I will say that. And I'm sure that there are still core parts of their fan base that are still level headed and not letting the success or potential success get to their heads. But yeah, it does happen, unfortunately. Um, Spartan Kid, big up to you, my brother, actually. Thanks for stopping by and leaving a comment. Big up, big up. It's always a blue moon that I see this guy in here, but big up to you, bro. So to the Mancunian Way says, what show, Martin? Not sure what you're talking about there. Oh yeah, definitely do plug it in though, because I'll go ahead and watch that. Rosemary says, Alec Johnson, I would rather we didn't call Rodri God or Godri with all due respect. Let us find some other name for him. He's so good and we appreciate him. Understandable as well. Alec Johnson says, Rosemary, it's Alec and lots of us blues call him Gadji. It's a nickname. I get where you guys are going with that, but you know, we don't have to talk religion here. We're talking Manchester City. Um, I have to again. Oh, hold on. There we go. Have to again, and I will see you when there is a next stream. One City. Thanks for stopping by, Elijah. I'll see you on the next one. You love to see it. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Alex says, anytime, Martin. Much love, man. I found this channel because of you and love the vibes already. Oh, I think he's talking about the gifted memberships. Yeah, man. Big up for all the support you're doing. And I have seen your name on other city channels as well. So thank you for all the support, man. Not just here, but other way around. Love seeing the blues community helping each other out. And can I be friendly in the chat? MCFC TV is telling me that we're up to 20 likes. Is that true? Let me do a quick fact check there. Yeah, we are up to 20 likes. Said it like 4 times already, but thanks to everyone liking the stream and continuing to like the stream. Up to 12 people watching right now simultaneously. Do appreciate it, guys. MCFC TV says he's uploading a new video. So, hey, that's where I'll be. That's what I'll be doing after I hop off from here. I'll go check out MCFC TV's new video. And we should be linking up this weekend as well. I think it's going to be here on my channel. So, I'll let you guys know more about that in the community tab. Show us some support when you're doing that. I think we'll be talking Calvin Phillips, I believe, and his current situation. So, that is upcoming. MCFR TV says your watch along tonight got 180 views. Was there in that watch along? Big up to MCFC TV. I'm glad it's doing well, bro. Definitely glad it's going well for you. Okay. I don't know if you guys are telling me that I cut off in regards to the Wi-Fi. I don't know if you guys are telling me that I cut off in regards to the Wi-Fi. I don't know if you guys are still seeing this. I hope I'm not just talking to myself. I'm going to go through the rest just in case it was just like a glitch and then it started back. But a lot of people are saying power cut, what happened. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are still seeing and hearing me, but I will finish off these comments. Nonetheless, Alexander. Oh, okay, I guess I'm back now because it says he thought I got cut off. Okay. Ethan is going, says he's knackered. I will see you on the next one, Ethan. Thank you for stopping by as usual. Let's see what else here. This is funny. This is probably joke of the night in the comment section right here, Alex. Big up to you for that one. MCFR TV also hopping off, says he got to go. Great stream, at least 200 views. I hope so, bro. But thank you for stopping by as usual, and definitely looking forward to that stream on Friday, bro. Can't wait to have that chat. Yeah, I didn't even see this message, but yeah, excited to be there, bro. 100%. Rosemary says, sorry for the incorrect spelling. Yeah, I think we can get that. But like I said, I don't want to go too deep into making it a religious conversation. We're just talking about all of that. But I completely get where you're coming from with that, Rosemary. Alec Johnson says, come on, City, let's stuff those rags on Saturday. Cannot wait to see the swamp empty. Hopefully by halftime. We're looking at it and asking, is this the Etihad? That's what I want to be hearing on the weekend. Sub to the Mancunian Way says, would be sick to have a few of you do a watch along together. 3 or 4 different city channels would be mad. Hey, you never know. This might be coming up on the cards. You never know. Let's see what happens. Martin says, got to go now, clinical. Great show. Good night to all in the chat. Have a great rest of the evening. See you all Thursday Derby preview. Let's go. I think you're starting while I'm at work. So I don't know if I'll be able to be there from the start, but I'll definitely try my best to be there for it live. Thanks so much for tuning in, Martin. Always a great stream when I have you stopping by. But enjoy the rest of your night as well, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Alec Johnson says Derby Day preview. Mine now. Rags 1, City 7. So we're beating the 6-1 Another, it should have been 10. Let's see what happens. Sub to the Mancunian way says 3-1. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not I would love this. Of course, I'm not saying I don't know about your prediction, but I'm not giving you guys my prediction yet. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Um let's find Roger that nickname. It won't be too long, but for now, we'll just go with let's talk about Roger. Because we have to. We have to talk about. You remember how long it was that rival fans used to just pretend like he wasn't the best CDM in the world? I love how it's just common knowledge and globally, not maybe not globally, but widely accepted that he is now. Because let's be real, he is. He is. Yeah. Thanks for that, Alex. You guys are seeing me. That's good. That's good. Alex Johnson says, not 45, 25 minutes. I would love to see that, especially since Jim Ratcliffe is getting that 25%. Them going out empty at 25 minutes. I'm sure we'll come up with a chant about that for the next derby if that does happen. MCFC TV saying, hey lad, can we do a stream together? I'm not sure if you're asking me or you're referring to somebody else, but message me and we'll talk. If you do me, message me and we'll talk. um Alec Johnson says, I've got work in the morning but don't care if I'm late, carry on clinical. Don't say that, because we're actually about to wrap up real soon. I really did not mean to go 1 hour 20 minutes, but we're at the end of the comments here. Yeah, we'll be wrapping it up real soon. I just wanted to get to all these comments. All you guys spent the time to leave me these comments, and I do appreciate them. So I don't want to just skip them. I do want to definitely give you guys the time and have the conversation with you guys. DZ-ish, big up to you. Thanks for being here. It's the Leipzig home game you said that you got, right? Hope you do enjoy, because that one is coming up real soon. That might be next month, actually. I really do hope you get to enjoy that. But yeah, thanks for being here. She says, I just finished watching the Champions League match. Raju was my man of the match. He's another one who I thought had a really good game, and he was very unfortunate not to score because he did get in some good opportunities. He had his header and he had his shot that went basically straight towards the goalkeeper. But yeah, I think he had a really good game. Those two were probably our two best performers on the day, all things considered. But for me, I don't think he was better than Grealish. I'm sorry. But obviously, you're free to have your opinion. Alec Johnson says, Rags getting karma from the dark days. And we absolutely love to see it. Big Steve's always talking about how he feels like nowadays we aren't giving them enough. Um, what did he say? We aren't giving them enough grief in terms of what they used to give City fans back in the day. Now that they're poor and we're so good right now, we should be giving them more grief, making their life as miserable now as they used to do to City fans back in the day. And I agree. I 100% agree. So let them soak up their karma from the dark days. Alex also says, my fiance just subscribed. Big up, yo. Big up to her and tell her I said thank you. Definitely appreciate that. MCFC TV says, yeah, you, by the way, love the streams. Like I said, we'll work on something this weekend. We can have that Phillips conversation. We can do other streams past that as well. And we will be linking up for that MCFR TV stream on Friday as well. So we'll definitely do a lot of work. But big up to you, MCFC TV. And Alec Johnson says, Rags made me bald, but regrowing since a treble. It's a miracle. They said it wouldn't be done. They said we wouldn't go three. They said we wouldn't even win the Premier League. We did on their head top. We beat them in the FA Cup final, first ever one. I doubt they would have ever seen that. They said we couldn't do three in a row. We did that. They said we couldn't get a treble. We did that. So in some ways, you could call what's happening for our football club a miracle. So you growing here is not the most surprising thing that's been happening over the past couple of years. I'll tell you that much. Alec Johnson also says, when we were in third tier, they were winning trophies and mocked us for years. I heard that they had banners as well, and they were just always singing about us, talking about us, even when they weren't even playing us. So, yeah, and like I said, I wasn't there during that time. That would have been times for people like you and Super City. I don't remember a couple of the other names. I think Blue Moon is another one I see on City Channels who I know is a Legacy fan. Big Steve, obviously. Martin, obviously. Those guys, you guys will know these types of situations. So you need to remind all the younger generation like me that, yo, give them, don't feel sorry for them. Do not feel sorry for United. I personally don't have a reason to feel sorry for them. Me feeling sorry for them is more like pity. Like, wow, look how poor you are. But there's no sadness I feel for their current situation. Long may it continue, if you ask me. And hopefully, them and Chelsea can just go on a 30-year trophy drought. Probably get relegated and maybe come back up so we can have some more derby days. Maybe something like, you know, I wouldn't mind that. This year says it is the Champions League match on the 28th. I'll be going to. Is that not again? I think that's against Leipzig. I think that's the one I was. Yeah, Leipzig at home. November 28th. Yeah, do hope you enjoy that. But people, that's pretty much it. We're at the end of the stream. An hour 26 minutes. Um, yeah, thank you guys for being here every single time. Loads of comments today. I appreciate every single one of them. This went well past the 100, the 20 likes that I had, the 15 likes I had asked for. Sorry, not even 20. We're currently at 21 likes. Thanks for everybody who hit the like button. Thanks to everybody who dropped a subscribe today. Thanks to everybody who commented in the chat as well. um do appreciate the support, and I do want to keep giving you guys more consistent content. Lots of guests I want to get coming onto the channel as well for some more in-depth discussion. You know, for if it's me, I can give you guys my opinion and we can bounce opinions off of each other, discussing with you guys in the comments. But with another guest here, you know, additional opinions coming in, we can have more debates going on, you know. So different kind of construct from a solo stream, and I do hope to get some of those coming in more consistently. But let's see what happens. I'm just trying to figure out a good schedule since I'm back at work now. Like I said, I don't have nearly as much free time as I would have beforehand. So yeah, might be a bit of a teething period, but let's see what happens. Edge, big up to Edge. Actually, I haven't seen your name in here before, unless you changed your name recently. But thank you for being here. Probably also Spartan Kid. Now that I think about it, I really wouldn't be surprised if it was, especially since that looks like Grim Joe. I'm almost certain this is Spartan Kid. I won't call your other name because I'm not sure if you want your other name out there, but it's probably Spartan Kid again. Big up to you, bro. Um, yeah, man, 100%. Beyond Belief says, if you're going to the swamp, don't forget your raincoat, a hard hat, and your Wellingtons. Hey, remind them again. And beware, use the bathroom before you get into that stadium. And try to hold it until you leave. Because I hear it's not a nice place in there. Easier says, my brother is a Rags supporter. He's yet to congratulate me on the treble. My brother is a Rags supporter, and I can also confirm he is yet to congratulate me on the treble. And I'm sure I won't hear anything from him before or after the derby as well. He's one of those older fans that just kind of checked out from football now because they're this bad. And I just find it so funny. I find it so funny. Like I said, long may it continue. Sub to the Mancunian way says, thanks, Clinical, you legend. All you guys sending me your support. I have to do my absolute best for you guys. But thank you so much. I don't think I'm a legend though. I'm getting there. Too young, too early on to give me legend status. I put people like what's in your name at legend status. I'm hoping to get there eventually with the Mancunian ways and with the big Steves of this world. Alec Johnson says, great show. But yeah, that is where we'll be wrapping it up. Once again, thank you guys for stopping by. Should be back on Friday on MCFR TV's channel, and then back here after that show, if all goes well, for the opposition fan preview. There will be a red. That's if it does happen. Will be a red coming on. Be nice. I know you guys troll, obviously. We can do the banter and all that, but please be respectful to any guest I have on the channel, regardless of their poor choice in teams to support. So yeah, that's all I have to ask of you guys right now. If you're going to the swamp, get vaccinated and wear rainproof clothes, leaking roof. Don't eat food, moldy hot dogs. You're hearing it here from the expert. So if you know what's good for you, follow this advice right here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace and big up.